All right, guys, we made it. We're here to our last trailer released by D23 of the day, Mufasa, the Lion King. Retracting my thoughts of the first trailer, I gotta say, yes, it's a bit unnecessary seeing a prequel to The Lion King, which I know Disney hasn't touched The Lion King, or at least try to say, okay, we're gonna announce in Lion King 2, we're gonna be adapting that Disney straight to DVD story, but I feel like, okay, we're gonna go do a prequel story first, introducing the characters, and also seeing as that they're gonna be introducing a couple things like they're gonna be bringing in Timon, Pumbaa, Simba, Nala into the story, which I feel like, okay, how's that gonna work? Or is it gonna work where are we learning the story or watching the story as they tell it, like almost Lion King 1.5? But I feel like, yeah, going into this, seeing it's gonna be a Mufasa origin story, I'm like, okay, we'll see how that goes because I don't think there's any, anything interesting about seeing the origin story of Mufasa because I feel like, yeah, but then again, we know he dies in a movie called The Lion King, so it's like, there's no point in seeing this. Don't get me wrong. I know things are made for a reason, and yes, money shows because The Lion King did make over $1.6 billion when it came out, and is still the top grossing animated movie of all time. So I'm like, people love The Lion King, and they want more Lion King. So I guess we're getting a bit more Lion King than we thought. So let's get to the trailer. Little Kiara.
It's time. I'll tell you a story. A story of a cub, not much bigger than you.
So just to be clear, we're not in this story?
There's a lot of stories with all of us. Tell one of those.
Long before they became legends, Mufasa and the prince who would come to be known as Scar became brothers.
Hello, what's your name?
Mufasa.
I told you to wait for me. We can't just leave him here.
Rules are rules, Tucker. The king will never accept a stray.
I'm not a stray. I'm just lost.
They look a bit more expressional this time.
Do not associate with outsiders. Tucker is the future king. We must protect the bloodline.
But, Dad, I saved his life. I have a secret, Mufasa. I always wanted a brother. I always wanted a brother. I always wanted a brother.
Sometimes I get a scent. It's barely a trace on the wind. And it smells like home. And then it's gone.
You and Tucker together, that is home. Now both of you go. Find your place in the circle of life.
Oh, white lines.
Is broken. There will be one.
I wonder if one of them is named Kimba.
Mufasa, run!
We must fight together. If we fight, we die.
Just to be clear, I never signed up for this.
I'm here to protect you, my brother.
Mufasa! This was a bad idea! We're alive! I did it! I saved us!
Yeah, this is gonna be a highlight of this. I guess I could say there's a bit more of an improvement in this one compared to the animation of the last Lion King because I feel like, yeah, that Lion King was more deadpan, which I feel like some of the animals weren't as expressive or at least emotional enough when they use their words because they just look like standard animals as if they were just staring at you the way they do and actually open their mouths and you're hearing them actors express dialogue in a way. It's like, yeah, I get what they're saying, but I don't see the animals doing the same thing. And showing off Scar in this trailer too, because I feel like, yeah, that whole thing between siblings, I thought that, and maybe it's just me remembering this from headcanon, but I thought it was supposed to be like the biggest, baddest, strongest lion that's supposed to be the king or the one that's supposed to be ruling the whole thing, because I feel like, okay, if Mufasa is the stronger of the two, why is okay, this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I know they're changing a bit of the story because I feel like, yeah, everything would correlate as to Mufasa just being king, and then we get to the beginning of the circle of life and everything like that. But I feel like, yeah, they're gonna turn this into a whole epic. For the most part, at least it looks nice, visually speaking. And it seems like they're going to be learning a bit more, since we're going to be seeing a bit more of the brother relationship between Mufasa and Scar. We know how that goes, and it's going to be like, hmm, I wonder what it's gonna be to make this version, because this version of Scar looks happy. He's all nice and everything. He wanted a brother, and it's like, okay, going into the first Lion King, it's like, oh, he's just jealous. He just wants to rule everything, and it's like, I wonder what development they're gonna use for him to be the reason why he despises Mufasa, as we see him in the next movie. And seeing Kiara in the beginning too, because I know Blue Ivy Carter was in it, but I was like, is she gonna be Kiara, or is she playing another character they're introducing for specifically this movie? And yeah, it all shows that we're gonna be shifting back and forth to between the main story and Timon and Pumbaa and Rafiki telling the story, which it's nice seeing a little bit of throwback, since we know we saw that in 1.5. And hopefully, maybe this could lead the way for a possible sequel where we get to see that move forward. I don't think that might happen, because I know we're gonna see how this goes testing forward. So like that, if they're gonna decide to do another one, this is gonna be the testament too. And it comes out on December 20th, which I feel like there's another movie coming out that day. I don't know. They haven't released a trailer yet, but I don't know. Something tells me that this movie is gonna be under that one's shadow. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. All my social media is down in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.